Hello everybody and welcome back to Air Conflict Secret Wars. It is me, Dark Mazda, for Dark Mazda Series Gaming. I'm not going to lie, it's been a few days, maybe almost a week since I last did an episode of this game, so I'm kind of a little bit lost on where we're at the moment, but it'll soon come back to me as we continue on with the campaign. So let's get going. Ah yes, we're at the back end of the Slovakian campaign. So we've got the Slovakian retreat. Banska Bystrica is doomed. The Slovakian forces are abandoning the city and falling back to the countryside. The Nazis have no intention of allowing this. You must hold back the German attack long enough for the resistance to retreat safely. So we need to block bridges and railway crossings. And to do that, we recommended that we use a plane with enemy markings on it. So it's going to be a partly stealthy mission, I think.
The Nazis have renewed their attack on Banska Bystrica. They can mount cannon on trains too. We'll need to block the railway to stop them bringing in heavy artillery. There are crossings and bridges all down this stretch of track. If you can destroy those, you should be able to cut the train off.
I'm seeing a lot of tiger tanks down there.
What is it you say? Two birds killed with one stone? Try hitting the tanks as they cross the track. That should block the track and slow the German invaders down.
Destroy first tiger tank at the rail crossing. Right, so that's that one
It'll
done.
take them a while to shift that scrap metal out the way.
Up ahead, Tommy. Another German convoy approaching the bridge.
Alright, we'll try this again.
It seems to be working. Keep hitting the convoys on the crossings and bridges.
Roger.
It seems to be working. Keep hitting the convoys on the crossings and bridges.
Roger.
This is Night Owl calling. Do you read me, Dee?
Night Owl? Wait. You use my name?
Black Wing, do you read me?
Ivana? Is that you?
Affirmative. This is Ivana. Please advise your location.
Tommy, kill the transmission. That's not her. They got to her. Oh God. Ivana.
Not on the bridge yet. We don't want to get mission failed.
One more bridge should do it.
They got her, Tommy.
Do your job. She's just another casualty.
That should keep the train out of action.
We've got another problem. The Nazis are following suit. They're opening fire on the bridge our forces are using to retreat. Stop them before they cut us off.
Look out. There's another train.
That train is ours. It's armor-plated to shield the ground forces, but it has to reach them. We must hold the bridge.
Let's flatten some Nazi iron. Bridge is down. Tell them to stop the train.
There is not enough time.
The Slovak forces are scattering. It'll be a massacre.
We have no choice. We're pulling out. The resistance leaders are at the secret airfield evacuating. You must help them escape.
Can nobody do anything without us? DD, the location is marked.
Let's go.
The resistance leaders are on their way. It was close, but we live to fight again.
We all lost so much.
Well, that was a bit of a hard mission. Okay, so we got all the Tiger tanks. What do we need to put? I think luck is going to be a good factor. So 4th of October 1944, the Slovak national uprising leaders have saved themselves. It makes sense that the decision makers are kept alive, and yet, when German brass flees the battlefield, we call coward. Night Owl is dead, it seems, or as good as. Hearing a false voice on the radio shook me up badly. Last night I dreamed that Tommy's voice changed. I dreamed that he had a French accent.
The view from the sky can be cruel. From that distance, the horror is disguised, diminished. Is this how God sees us? If so, perhaps it is no wonder that he seems to have abandoned us. Night Owl was gone, I was sure of it. This realization affected me more than Clive's death. Clive was a friend, But Night Owl had begun to feel like part of me, like a voice inside my head, like the better part of myself. Night Owl was brave, where Blackwing was scared. Night Owl was compassionate, where Blackwing sacrificed others for her own survival. Night Owl resisted monsters like Morozov, while Blackwing capitulated for money. I wanted to be Night Owl more than I wanted to be Blackwing. Without her voice on the airwaves, I felt more alone than ever.
Guerrilla support. The Slovaks have escaped from Banska Bystrica, but key resistance outposts in the mountains are still threatened by Nazi patrols. Locate the resistant camps and protect them from any German forces in the region. Find all guerrilla outposts by radio. So here we go again. We are going with the plane that is with enemy markings.
I must escape soon or die. All of our fighters have retreated to temporary outposts in the forest, but there are many Nazi patrols searching for them. You've already done so much for us.
You want us to protect the camps?
If you will, you will have to find them. They will be broadcasting on our emergency frequency. Use your radio, locate the camps, and help fight off any Germans in the area.
We'll do what we can.
So we're following this because on the radar at the south it's going a bit crazy. So we'll just go in this direction until it tells us that we found it. One of the camps at least.
There's the first outpost. There are German forces headed straight for them.
Not if I can help it.
Pretty sure I just rained on their parade.
Makeshift campsites, nature as your canopy, shooting lots of Germans. This takes me back to the Boy Scouts.
That was almost a joke, Tommy.
Now to continue in this direction.
There's the second resistance camp.
More Nazis as well. Let's polish them off before they can radio in the camp's location. Take that, you bastards.
There's one more outpost around there somewhere. Hurry!
Got it.
How'd you like that, eh? That's the lot. Dee Dee, I've been thinking.
Yes?
There's nothing more we can do for the Slovaks. I received a package from Mcintyre. It's America that found me. He's forming a unit in Sutjeska.
You mean you want to join your British flyboys again?
I could go alone, if you don't think you can.
Split up? Is that what you want?
I don't know what I want anymore. None of this makes sense. I just need purpose. That's the thing the RAF gives me.
Then we head for Sutjeska. I won't lose you now, Tommy.
Thanks, Dee Dee. Oh, and there was a letter for you in the package as well.
Not sure how long ago Tommy received Mcintyre's package. He must have been weighing up his options for a few days at least. It is good, at least, to see him thinking about something other than abstract revenge. Revenge.
Once again, Mcintyre had found us in the chaos of war. He had sent a package to Tommy, pulling on the kind of strings that we could only dream of. He had sent us an invitation to return to Yugoslavia to join a unit he was forming there. It was clear that I was to do more than run errands for him this time. His secret war was coming to fruition, and my intuition told me that if I were ever to learn the truth about my father, it could only be from Mcintyre. No one else had the complete picture. The pieces were falling into place, and a faded letter Mcintyre had included in the package seemed to be a part of that. It was from Bull Peterson, another member of my father's old squadron, written years earlier. The envelope was torn and dirty, and it had already been opened. Had Mcintyre intercepted the letter years before, and only now decided to let me read it?
10th of October 1944. There is a letter for me in the package written by Bull Peterson. It is old and some sections are unreadable. I wonder why Mcintyre feels that I should read this now. I have read and reread that letter 100 times already. As we journey back to Yugoslavia, stories of my father are so rare and precious. So we have another flashback.
I hope this letter finds you in good health. I would track you down in person, but my life has become rather complicated of late. The last time I saw Guillaume, we were engaged in covert action, quelling a Kurdish rebellion in Mesopotamia. With the area pacified, we were to join up with a bomber squadron to escort them to a target area in the desert. They were testing a new type of bomb, one which used a chemical known as white phosphorus to kill its targets without destroying buildings. Your father had a stronger reaction. Though he loved to fly and to dogfight, he always hated killing. He also loved to drink and was very much a loner during the Great War. At this point in time, he'd just met your mother, and the change in him was obvious. Funny how quickly a family can change a man. Guillaume was always ready to fight for a cause, but as the war dragged on, he became disillusioned. There didn't seem to be any point to it, just endless slaughter. Chemical weapons dropped upon innocents. I was convinced he was about to turn around and fly away from it all. In the end, he didn't have to. We were less than a mile away from target when we got word from Mcintyre that the strike had been called off. We never found out why. I went AWOL next day, never looked back. It's complicated, my life, but it had to be done. That was the last I saw of your father. Nobody seems terribly sure of what happened to him. I'm sure you have wondered what sort of man he was. Guillaume was not just a superb pilot, but one of the best men I've ever met. I still hear his voice in my head as he toasted his squadron in a mess. Tally-ho, chaps, into drink again. Yours, Brian Bull Peterson.
Bull's story speaks of chemical weapons dropped upon civilian targets. I knew Mcintyre was a determined man, but he seemed at least to be honourable. Bull's letter and desertion speak of a different character. So why does he want me to know this? Perhaps he's prepping me for atrocities he wishes me to commit in the skies above Berlin. I have to ask myself, top what lengths would I go to end this war? It is a stupid question. I would go to any lengths. I would do anything at all to end this war, and honour be damned. So it looks as though we are heading onto another campaign, Liberation of the Balkans. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sutjeska. I had promised myself that I'd never go back. The last time I was here, in June of 43, I saw brave men and women defend their homeland with ingenuity and courage, only to be massacred for their trouble. And the first thing I learned upon arrival was that Savo had been killed. Heroically, of course, but that meant so little to me at that point. Tommy and I were the last of the pilots Mcintyre had recruited for his RAF Balkands Squadron. Even in person, he wouldn't tell us his long-term goal. We were merely performing exercises, the sort that inevitably led to the death of one or more of the participants. I let the missions distract me from the aching I felt inside. For Tommy, Mcintyre's squadron was a chance to continue his drink-fueled crusade against the so-called Third Reich. We fell into routine and slowly began to loosen up.
Return to Sutjeska. Find the resistance-controlled airstrip and contact the People's Liberation Army forces to see what help you can offer them, and what help they can offer you. Reach Partisan runway. Okay, well, we'll get to playing our Spitfire again, so we'll have a go of our Spitfire.
Steady as she goes, Dee Dee. An old People's Liberation Army landing strip should be up ahead.
Understood. Sutjeska, all those people.
Put it out of your head, girl. Watch for hackers.
Tommy, enemy fighters.
Bloody hell, I'm taking flak. The resistance must have lost control of the airstrip. See if you can stop these bastards taking off.
Don't know about stopping them taking off, but I can stop them when they're in the air.
That looks like the last of them. But they had plenty of time to radio for help. We'd better skedaddle. Let's split up.
That's probably wise. Be careful.
I always am.
Tommy, do you read me? I've got trouble.
I've contacted Mcintyre. He's sending his RAF squadron. You stay alive, you hear? Do what you do best and bloody survive. I'm on my way.
In your own time.
Survive until Tommy arrives with reinforcements. Right, so here we go. We just have to survive. Hopefully not take too much damage. That wasn't very good for the damage.
Did the mademoiselle request an escort?
Think of it more as saving them from me.
I don't think they'll be pleased to see my new friends.
Can take a little bit more damage this time. Last one. There we go.
Ah! Take that, Nazi pigs. Any more? I'm just getting started.
I think that's enough for one day, Tommy.
There we go, that's our mission complete. Lovely. Tommy is in high spirits, but is as murderous as ever. He has changed so dramatically since he started drinking again. I know he drank before he became my guardian, and I know he stopped drinking at that time. I didn't know that he had such a violent, determined, vengeful side to his character. I suppose I should forgive it as another symptom of this sickening war, but the part of me that misses Night Owl also misses my old Tommy. So, okay, so we've got to bomb bridges next time. So anyway, we're going to leave it there for the time being. Thank you very much if you have enjoyed this episode. Give me a like and a sub if you have done. How do you think the Air Conflict Secret Wars is going then? I'm thinking we're coming towards the end of it now, and we've done quite a lot of missions. You know, stopping the Nazis, advancing forward. We've moved from several countries. We've gone from Slovakia, and now we are back. Where was it? We were just at there. But anyway, we've gone back to reunite with Tommy's old RAF buddies. So yeah, we've got the RAF. I'm guessing we somewhere near to the British Isles, I would have thought. But anyway, yes, join me next time as we continue with the rest of the campaign. And until then, that's goodbye from me, and I will see you guys on the flip side.